the sound check. Sounded pretty good.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, do you have an opinion? Does it sound different every time?
Nah, it's pretty consistent with
Yeah.
the people we have.
Every
Make
time.
sure I talk in the mic.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I'm not an audio guy. That's you.
Nah, the audio be sounding good though.
Yeah. Oh, in here?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Check. Awesome. Every time like I go to sound check with you guys and it just like hits me, I'm like, boom. If this was every day, I would go deaf. But it's
For
such
real?
a cool feeling, like
That's
the
great.
bass in your chest and stuff.
I feel like it's not that loud for me.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, maybe I'm used to it.
Yeah,
maybe I just
maybe.
like loud stuff. But
Yeah.
you know what? I don't like loud stuff.
That's unique for a drummer, no?
I
Banging.
don't know. Because if like somebody just banging, it's gonna work on my nerves. But if it's like I have to go do sound check and it's loud, it don't bother me.
It's got to be a beat.
Mm-hmm.
The level's good though in your ears.
Sound amazing.
Welcome to the van, Big Blizzy.
Thanks for having me. Big Mick.
We've been trying to connect since this show began,
Yeah.
nearly 40 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Psyched we're finally able to do this here in Los Angeles. But you're all the way out from Louisiana.
Yep, New
Tell-
Orleans to be exact.
Tell us what we're doing out here in Los Angeles.
Well, we have a show tonight, and we finally starting to get back on the road after about 5 years, I think it's been since we've been on a real tour. Since 2018. That was like our last tour. The Beautiful and I think you was on that tour. You was
Yeah.
on that tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Beautiful and Damn tour. That was our last like real tour. So we haven't really been on tour since then. We just been doing like a bunch of one-off shows. So I feel like tonight, like this whole week has just been us getting back to like about to hit the road again.
Does that feel good? Like kind of you're back in your action?
Man, it's crazy because I feel like I've been at home so long. It's like I live a whole different life now. Like, because I haven't been home this long in so many years. So I like really kind of like live a different lifestyle now. So now I got to get used to doing this again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, yeah, I don't really be touring with nobody else but G. So if I'm not playing for G, I'm not playing for nobody.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting world to say the least because I dabble in concert videography here and there. I make videos at hospital. So here I am stepping into this world and it's exciting for sure. But I'm excited to get into it with you today.
Nah, let's get it.
Blizzy, the freshest drummer alive,
Freshest.
steps onto the Vancast.
Man, I'm so happy to be here.
Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how you became the freshest drummer in the whole world?
Well, a little bit about myself. I'm a real simple guy. I like to say I'm a Christian, first of all. I like to lead with that because I feel like that's a big part of my lifestyle. I mean, you know that. We had those conversations on the road. And I'm just like a humble person. I'm a drummer, a son, an uncle, family man, designer, clothing brand owner, entrepreneur. So all around, you know, regular guy. That's what you want to call it.
A regular guy who does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, something like that. That answered your question, or I need to go deeper?
Oh, no, we'll get into it.
All right.
That was the
All right.
overview. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear more about yourself. But I guess a brief backstory for those just tuning in on how we got connected. It was a really interesting story. And I think I might have mentioned it on the Vancast before. But back in 2018,
Right.
I think, did I tell you I snuck a camera
Yes. you
into
told
the
me
show?
that. Right.
In Oakland and San Francisco? It was back-to-back nights.
Right.
Made a video from just general admission. I guess you thought it was all right.
Nah, it was
Yeah.
fire. I said,
Well, thank
I
you.
need him.
So you took me out on the road under your wing, if you will, and you were always just so kind and helped me out of some trouble and some hard spots as I learned the ropes of concert videography.
Right. Nah, it was fire, bro. I feel like I always like tell people that I work with now. It's two people that I love working with when it comes to like videography. It was my first cameraman, Adrian, and then it was you. I'm like, y'all like remind me of so much of each other and like how y'all work and how fast y'all work and like consistency. It's like big with me, like consistency, quality. Like I'm big on that. And y'all turn around stuff real fast. And I don't know. And it's like I got a new guy that I'm working with in New Orleans named Fam. And he just remind me of y'all all like, it's like if you got it, you have it. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like Like the people, the people that's good, it's like, you know, you could tell the difference.
Well, gee whiz, I am just all full from that.
No, nah, for real. It's like,
Thank you.
I always tell people that, like, because I be working with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And I always got to compare them and tell them, like, bro, y'all need to get to, like, Nick level, Adrian level. Fam just starting to shoot videos, but he already, like, on a good level. Like, so
That's
it's
awesome.
like the way they work, because videographers, they'll go missing on you and they wouldn't hit you back, like, and take your money and you got to chase them down. I don't have time for all that. So it's like, I like working with people like y'all. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Well, it definitely takes people doing cool stuff like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your style, your skill with what you do with drumming, with clothing, all of that to make cool stuff. It doesn't just happen
Right.
from the camera side. So,
Nah, fakes.
but I mean, we can get all into that, and I mean, some of those times out there when I was just filming and I was so nervous. You'd be like, you got to act like you're supposed to be here.
Right.
That was a new concept for me. I'm like, this is this big tour, and I'm, you know, just taking pictures. And I was taking a video of you guys in the club, and this guy took my camera, or he took my phone. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember
He
that.
threw it on the ground in the club. He's like, don't shoot that way. But you still kept me on board. So thanks for
Nah, it's
bringing me
good.
through the school of hard knocks.
Nah, you definitely made it through. It's just like, you know, you just gotta, with being a cameraman on the road, you gotta like figure out the right moments to catch, because, you know,
Yeah.
you with celebrities and stuff, they don't want to be filmed all the time. Like, I hate when people just run up to me with a camera, like, ask me first, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
That's what I did when I saw you today. I ran up to
I mean, it's different with you. I know you coming. It's
Yeah.
like, don't just come, oh, hey, Blizzy, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just old school like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I ain't grow up in that era. Like, I'm kind of like a private person, so ask me first if you want to do all that.
Yeah, the last guy I had on here, he's a mountain biker, and he said in his town, people will just like kind of take the phone out and take his picture, and he's like, let's have a conversation too. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
want
like,
to talk?
I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, I
Yeah.
would never run up on somebody with my phone out, like,
Yeah.
But
It's
that's the
interesting.
generation we live in now.
Is it? Is it a testament? Do you ever look at it as a testament to the talent that you have?
I mean, it could be, but it's just like, if you didn't grow, I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up in like this social media world. It's like, I'm really from like the real world, like not the DMing the girls. You really had to go talk to the girl, get her number, write it down, put it in your phone. Like, I'm not from like this social media era. So it's like when people just, I don't know, that's my everyday struggle, trying to like balance how to, you know, deal with it. And like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I don't know, it'd be too much, bro. It'd be too much, but it is what it is. I just gotta adapt to it. But I would never run up to somebody with my phone out. And I don't act like another thing is, I feel like people act different online or Instagram than they act like in real person. Like, the person you see on my Instagram, you're gonna see the same person in real life. I'm not showing that, I'm not really living it. Like, I'm just like a real person. So I don't know. That might have been off subject, but
No, that's so important.
I feel like it all play the same thing. Yeah.
I'm glad we grew up in a time when, you know, TikTok wasn't around.
Man, what? I'm not even on TikTok.
Think of our social skills that we have that, you know, we didn't. I see people pushing their kids around in the stroller with their iPad, like in the stroller. They're not seeing the world around them and learning how to interact and have real conversations.
Nah, facts. That's what make these kids so weird. Like, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not all bad, but, you know, I'm going to teach my kids how to be social.
For sure.
For sure.
So we touched on it a little bit already, but can we talk about how you got into music? And, you know, you grew up in New Orleans, is it?
Mm-hmm. New Orleans,
And how did you get into music? Was it a different instrument before the drums? And then how'd you get into drumming?
Nah, I actually started with drums when I was like 3, 4. I'm going to say 4. That's like when I first like started playing. Like, I used to, like, my mom had these pans that she used to cook with. I used to just always take them out from under the thing and just find the sounds that I liked, and I would just play with those couple of pans that I like, and that's how she kind of figured out, oh, he got like a talent. So every Sunday we would go to church, or Wednesday or whatever day they had rehearsal. She would just sit me next to like the drummer and just let me watch, and I'd be over there with my pencils or something, just playing along, you know. And this was like, dang, he really like got talent. And so they bought me a drum set, and then they brought me a drum set when I was young. And I hated it because it didn't sound like the drums at church. And my mama always always tell me that story. Like, she's like, I bought you your first drum set and you trashed it. You hated it because you said it didn't sound like the ones at the church. I'm like, dang, I knew that much at this age. Like what sound I was going for. She was like, yes. So you're like, you just threw those drums away and I had to go buy you another drum set. Because she had brought me like a little fake drum set at first. And I'm like, man, I don't want this drum set. And then she went and bought me like the real one. That's kind of like, church really started everything for me. So that's why I'm so big on like church and Christianity and stuff like that. Because I feel like you learn everything at church. Like I learned everything at church. How to be social, how to speak to people, how to say thank you, please, how to deal with people from different walks of life. Yeah, stuff like that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love following you on social media because you get the drum stuff, you get all the talent and things. And then, like you said, you're the same in real life as you're online. You're like a fun-loving, goofy guy with your friends and stuff, always having a fun time. And also then drumming at church. So I think it's awesome that you do get to see the real you all the time. So were you in the church band then growing up, or what was it like the performance starting for you?
So the crazy thing about it is like they always had drummers that was older than me because like when I was growing up in church, it was like 5 people ahead of you. Like you just wasn't, just because my dad was the pastor or whatever, I wasn't just about to be the drummer. Like I ain't really start playing drums in my church till probably like a few years ago because they always had somebody in front of me like that was better or, that just been there longer. So he finally quit and went to another church, and that's how I became the drummer at my church. But it wasn't just like, oh, Blake, your dad's the pastor, you about to get this. It wasn't like that because they really got to like, it's like a real job. Like, if they got people better than you, you're not about to just come in here and play because your dad's the pastor. But so I really just started playing at church like full time. But at first, I used to just fill in when like he wasn't there. So, yeah. And then I stopped playing for a long time. Like throughout high school and like college, I wasn't playing at all, really. I wasn't really playing because I was like more into sports around that time. I was doing basketball and I was trying to go to college to play basketball, but that didn't work out. So after college, after I quit school, I moved back to New Orleans, and that's when I really started like playing drums again. Then I met G, and then yeah.
What was it like growing up in New Orleans? I've been to Ruston one time for a cross-country race.
Oh, yeah, that's way different.
I'm sure it's far away, but what was it like growing up there? And I guess you played sports growing up, too?
Yeah, growing up in New Orleans, for me, it was cool because, I don't know, I come from like, I don't know. It was cool. It was fun. It was fun, actually, but it was kind of dangerous, too. It was fun.
Why dangerous?
Because New Orleans is a crazy place, man. There's just so much going on, bro. It's like you'll be at a basketball game and they'll just start shooting outside or something. So it was like a lot of that when I was growing up. Like when I used to go to my cousin's games and stuff, like it used to be a lot of that. Just a lot of shooting at the like city fairs and stuff. It's just like, that's a lot of stuff I remember. But like as far as other stuff, good things, it was fun. Like I played basketball. I played every sport up until high school. Then once I got to like 9th grade, that's when I quit the other sports. But I played baseball, basketball, football. It was just a lot of that, really. Just a lot of sports and a lot of church. That was my childhood. Church and sports.
I didn't know it was that dangerous. I just see the fun Mardi Gras stuff online. I didn't know it was like...
New Orleans is dangerous, boy. You got to know how to move in New Orleans, boy. For real, it's dangerous, but it's a great place, you know. It's a great place.
So then you kind of like are narrowing your focus, church, basketball, drumming. As you move throughout your, high school years and into college, when do you, forego your dreams of basketball? When do you decide to focus more on drums?
So like after college, really, and then I really wasn't really focused on drums. It's just kind of like the dude at my church quit, so I had to come back and play. I just started playing at church, and then me and G had got real cool because like my passion was really like the clothing line. Really, I was still doing that. Like I was doing clothes since high school. Really, that's how I really got like my start. Because I used to spray paint everybody's shirts at school. They used to come to me for like the shirts and me for to paint their shoes and everything. So I was that guy in high school. That's how I made my money in high school. And then they went to college. I used to do the same thing. Then I finally learned how to screen print shirts. And then I moved back to New Orleans. I dropped a shirt. And G, this is how I met G. G had seen one of my shirts in this store that I had my clothes in. He was like, man, what kind of, he asked the dude that owned the store, like, what kind of shirt that is? And the dude told him who it was. So he found me, or I found him, something like that. He had posted something. Like the dude that owned the store told me that he liked the shirt, and then I went follow G-Eazy. He was like, G-Eazy came in here. This rapper named G-Eazy came in here. He liked your shirt. So I went looked him up, found him, and then he like a few weeks later he had like a post. He was like, I need some. I'm going on tour. Any brands want to give me some merch? So I had hit him up. I'm like, man, I got some stuff for you. I heard you like this shirt. And that's how we first initially met. Bam. So we built the relationship from that, and then I used to just pop up at his rehearsals and stuff. He had a drummer before me. I think he ended up quitting school and moving back to St. Louis or something where he was from. And then I would just go to rehearsal and just like play around on the drums. And he was like, man, you want to be my drummer? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it. And then they had like did a tryout, and I guess they tried out like a couple other people, and they didn't really find nobody that was like better than me, I guess, if you want to say that. And then he just called me back like, man, you could do it. And then I just stuck with it, and then look where we are today.
Couple trips around the world, to say the least.
But it took me everywhere.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't expecting this, but
wow.
I'm going to roll with it.
Was that Loyalty Club back then? Were you calling it that in high school?
It was not called Loyalty Club.
What were we calling it?
It was called Sloppy Seconds.
All right. Let's hear about it.
If you was in New Orleans around 2007, going to McDonald 35 high school, you definitely had a Sloppy Seconds shirt. Because me and my partner, Burger, we used to paint all the shirts. He used to flood 35 like crazy. Yeah, it was called Sloppy Seconds.
Why?
I don't even know. I really don't even know.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like, because people used to always ask me, well, how y'all come up with that name? I'm like, I don't even know. I don't remember. But it wasn't like no long story. I really don't know.
Was it like you just were interested in making?
Oh, no. You know what? It's because we used to paint and everything. It's like we used to buy stuff. This what it was. We used to buy clothes, and we used to add our flavor to it. So it was like sloppy. You getting Sloppy Seconds.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what it was.
Okay.
So yeah.
The clothes you were buying weren't good enough.
I wouldn't say it wasn't good enough. It was just like we were just buying what we like, and we wanted to add our flavor to it. So it was like, you getting Sloppy Seconds.
I like that. That's cool.
You getting, because it's paint and it's sloppy. So that's why the name came about.
Okay. And so then Loyalty Club though.
Yeah.
Did you have to end one business? You start a new business?
Yeah.
What was
I
the
started
formation?
Sloppy Seconds with like two of my other homies, like my partner Chad Burger, we call him Burger, and my other partner Kaz Jones. That's who I started Sloppy Seconds with. And then Kaz ended up moving to Atlanta, and then Burger went to live like a real life, like family life, got married, that type of stuff, had kids. And then it was just like, dang, what I'm gonna do? So I just broke it off and just started the Loyalty Club. And then I added my partner that I have now, which was also a friend of ours named Jared Warner. We call him Young. Added him to it, and then we just been going up ever since.
That's amazing. So, what year was that?
That was around, I would say, I ended it probably around 2011, I want to say. Maybe before that.
Okay.
So yeah, then I was doing like Loyalty Club by myself, but it wasn't like, I was just putting stuff, like making stuff for me really. And I'd drop a couple shirts. But I feel like 2015, when we got the club logo, that's when it like took off.
Yeah.
Because we never had a logo before that. I used to just put Loyalty on everything and just sell it out the trunk. Really.
I love your stuff. Great stuff.
Thank
Proudly wear it now. And so you have a flagship store too down there. Yeah. It's just been growing and growing, making stuff. And what's your inspiration for wanting to do clothing now? Has it changed from high school?
No, not really, because it's like we have to wear clothes. Like, it's like, so I always was into like fashion and clothes. Like I always been fresh. I always had the latest kicks, the latest whatever. And it's like, man, I'm buying all this other stuff. Let me make my own stuff. Then I can make money. I always had like an entrepreneur mindset. And it was just like, dang, everything I buy, I be wanting to make. Like, so it's like, why not wear my own brand and push my own brand? Like, instead of, making somebody else so rich. Let me make myself rich.
I like that.
I'm spending all this money. Let me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you remember the shirt it was that G saw?
Yes, I do. It was a shirt that said money, euro, yen. It had like lime green and pink. It was crazy. It was a fire shirt to see it was our first design. It was fire.
Could do a reprint today with the whole backstory and everything.
I could. Dang, I could do that. I don't even know if G ever got the shirt, to be honest. Did I ever give him that shirt? I don't even know. I probably gave him something else.
Hey, it all worked out though.
Nah, it definitely worked out. Nah, facts.
That's cool how you like do something and then like something like an event happens in your life that you didn't even foresee when you set out to do
Right.
the original clothing brand.
But it all makes sense because it all makes sense to like what my brand name is today. Like the Loyalty Club, it all makes sense because I was loyal to G, and he wasn't even G-Eazy, like the G that everybody know now. He was like getting it out the trunk, like like first starting G-Eazy, and I've just been loyal to him. And look where it took me all these years. Like I was in the mud with him, and then we done went around the world a million times.
So what was the beginning like? He calls you and says, "You're gonna be my guy. You're my drummer now." What's the timeline? I mean, again, you've seen it all, but it starts somewhere. And what was that beginning like? And then take us through when you noticed, wow, we're going somewhere I never thought we'd go.
Now, in the beginning was fun because it's like, dang, you really like putting your life into somebody else's hands. You know what I'm saying? Almost, if that makes sense. Like, it's like you really believing in somebody. Like, and you really don't know if it's gonna happen or not. Like, it's like you putting your life on hold almost to support somebody else's dream. You know what I'm saying?
Were you like doing something, like were you working full time or?
I had a job.
Yeah.
I had a job all the way up until, what tour that was? I don't know. Probably These Things Happen, I want to say. So it's like I had bills and stuff. So it's just like, I don't know. It's like you put your life on hold to help support somebody else's dream, but you still got to hustle for yourself to make sure your life is in order too. That's why I always just had something like going for myself. I never really relied on G, like talking about, because like the pandemic, perfect example. Like when the pandemic came, everything shut down. We haven't been on tour for 5 years. Like if I wasn't building my brand, the Loyalty Club, all this time doing with G, then I don't know what the hell I'd have did. Like if I was just like, just waiting on G to like go on tour. Like, but it's like I always had in my mind like this might stop one day. Like, I gotta have my own thing going. I can't rely on just G to take care of me type of thing. But like, I don't know if that answers your question though.
Yeah, no, it does for sure. It's cool that you again have all these passions too, that you're able to just keep doing things that you love, and you don't have to go and sit in an office and do something because in the meantime you're making moves and doing things. But like at the beginning, when you're still working and then you start making music with this guy and, is it just for fun? Do you say, I think this could be big one day? What's the initial kind of steps?
The crazy thing about it is I kind of felt like it was going to be big because I seen how serious he took it. You know what I'm saying? G took his career so serious. Like everybody around him, like Matt, his old manager, like I just seen how serious they took it. I'm like, dang, like they really believe in themselves. So it's like, I need to believe in this too. I can see where it's gonna go. And then like we'll just do shows, grind, travel, hit the road, and then every tour he'll just gain more and more fans. So I'm like, dang, we'll do one tour, it'll be like 150. Then you go on tour the next time, it'll be like 500.
Like people?
Like 500 people, yeah. Like then the next tour, the next year time we go on tour, it'll be 1,000 people. I'm just like, dang, it just keep getting bigger and bigger every time we go out. And then, like, the thing I liked about them, like, what I try to tell my team, like, what I learned about them is, like, from them, is, like, in the beginning, they was putting it all on the line. Like, I'm talking about, like, maxing out credit cards, like, on one video type junk, like, really believing in themselves. Like, some people be scared to do that, like, and, like, with G and them, I remember, like, I think it was Run Around Sue video, they put, like, all their money on it. Like, they was like, this gotta work. And then it worked, and then like it's just been up ever since.
That's crazy.
So it's like, yeah, they definitely, yeah.
But they had to believe in you too from the beginning. It's like a team effort, right?
No, facts.
So what has that been like from the beginning, like that support that you feel, and then how do you then channel that into trying always to better your game and your craft?
They believed in me because like G always wore the clothes, like, he was wearing the clothes too, so it helped me out too. And then Matt would always make sure I could sell something on the road, so it wasn't just like it's one-sided, you know what I'm saying? They was looking out for me too, so it's like they believed in me, they believed in my product. They let me do all kind of stuff that normal drummers wouldn't get to do if they was on tour with like, you know, a Drake or something. Like I really was selling merch at the same show as G-Eazy. Like
That's
really
cool.
making money, like, and stuff like that. I did a whole meet and greet one tour.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no drummers doing that. Like I was doing stuff like ain't no other drummers did. So like they always looked out for me for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't think about that. You go see a band and sometimes you may not know who the drummer is.
Exactly.
But you are
Right.
Blizzy.
So yeah.
Everybody knows Blizzy. I remember taking my picture with you like right before we met. We were just in the concourse of a venue. And I was like, Blizzy, we got a selfie, you know?
Man, that's crazy.
And so, yeah, you are the guy. You're not just a drummer. You are Blizzy, a whole brand.
Yeah.
I think you told me a story one time about y'all practicing in a church together.
Yes.
Was this just a one-off or often?
Like it was often. Like when we didn't have no money, you know, I had the key to my church. So we used to go down there like late night, 11:30, 10:30 at night. It was the only place that had drums, that had a mic, that had sound. I used to sneak them in there, and we used to practice. And I think that's why we so blessed now.
Yeah.
We wasn't playing church music, but, you know, God was surely looking down on us and like, man, I'm going to sprinkle a little sauce on them, let them make it.
Didn't you say no cussing allowed in the church?
Oh, yeah, no curse. I ain't let them curse, though. I didn't let them curse. But nah, that's crazy to even think about now, because, like, I don't know. I wouldn't even do that now. Like, I was reckless back then.
The church wouldn't be cool with that?
They probably wasn't cool with it back then. I mean, they wasn't cool. I never told my dad about
Oh, really?
this. Hell no.
Not even now, today? You couldn't
I
tell?
mean, I think he know now, but
Yeah.
I don't even think he would be tripping. But my dad's so cool.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know if my soul will allow me to do it now. Back then, I was a little reckless back then.
What's the support been like, or the message been like from your family as you've undertaken this tour life music?
At first, it was a little rough. It was a little rough at first. Well, not from my actual like mom and dad, but other family members. They didn't understand it, but now, you know, success shuts everybody up. So, you know. Was
it just like it wasn't a 9-to-5 job type of thing, or what was their voice?
You know, they didn't really agree with a couple of videos I put out. I'm gonna just say that.
Okay.
I told you I used to be wild, and like I used to be like a little wild. I used to be a little wild, a little stuff. Yeah, I used to be a little wild.
Well, you're growing up, you're learning.
Like I was pouring, like, you know, I wouldn't be wild to these kids today, but back at that time, it was like I wouldn't do it again.
Sure.
Yeah, at this age.
Yeah.
But nah, it was like that type of stuff. I don't know. It's like with me, like I always did what I wanted to do. It's like my family is a very like educated family. They all got caught. Well, I ain't gonna say they all, but most of like my age group, like my cousins and stuff, all have like masters, PhDs, doctrines, like
wow,
like educated, like, and I'm the only one that didn't finish college. So it's like I took a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's like I took a chance on like my life, like, and they all wanted me to like go to school, get the job, get married, you know. It's like, no, this is my life. I do what I want as long as I'm obeying God. And if God don't tell me to move or do this, then I don't really do it. So like, and then what made me like this way is like when I was in 9th grade, my cousin had got shot. And then from that moment, I was just like, life short. Like, I gotta do what I want to do, type thing.
Were they killed?
Yeah, he was killed.
Oh my gosh.
Like, killed on my cousin's birthday. So it's like, after that moment, that really changed my life.
Wow.
So.
And how old were you at the time?
Well, 14. It was like the first week of school, going to 9th grade. And he used to stay with me, like this, well, bunk beds. He used to sleep on the top. I used to sleep on the bottom. I used to sleep on the top. He used to sleep on the bottom. And he just went out one night, never made it back.
That's really hard. Yeah, it makes you think about, you know, life is short, like you said. And, you know, I think that's cool that you take chances. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like educated chances, right? You're not just out there doing something reckless and quitting your job to do something. But, like, it takes that belief in yourself, too.
Right.
Why do you think you have that? This belief in yourself and this belief in G and the whole thing. But talk about yourself first.
Myself is because of that situation. I feel like it's like we all take life for granted. I feel like our next breath is not promised. Like, and I'm glad. I mean, like, I'm not glad my cousin got shot, but I'm glad I took what I took from that experience. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? Because like it really made me appreciate life, appreciate the people around me, and like I really like live every day like it's my last. Like I don't waste no time. Like if you know me, you know I hate people wasting my time, and I hate wasting time. Like that's like one of my biggest things. Like don't waste my time. And then like I don't know, I just cherish like every moment. I cherish everything. Like I don't really like. I'm not really like a really big complainer. Like people that talk to me, they be like, you ain't never tripping. Like you just go with the flow. You ain't never tripping. Like it's just like I feel like people. I don't know. It's like it might be bad because I don't think nothing is a problem unless you die. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I mean, kind of.
Like
everything happens for a reason.
It's like
you learn lessons,
and it always messes me up in like relationships and stuff. Guys be complaining. You don't think nothing wrong. I'm like, did you die? Then it ain't nothing wrong. Like, you know,
that's an optimistic point of view.
So it's like if you ain't died, then you could still breathe and work through it. Like, and that's how I live my life. Like,
yeah, you could have taken that experience with your cousin and just thrown in the towel, and then had like a pessimistic outlook on life.
Right.
But you have to move forth.
Facts.
And try to have a positive attitude. That's heavy.
Nah, facts.
Some deep conversation on the Vancast here.
Nah, that's the only place you could get it.
But going back again to so you're out on the road then. This has already happened. That was high school, right?
Yeah.
So you have this outlook on life, and you're playing shows 100, 200, 500,000 people. Eventually, you're in like stadiums. Of course, not without a lot of hard work and time in between. Can you talk about what that was like? Do you always talk, or do you always take moments to look around and say, wow, this is really cool that this has happened?
No, I really don't until the pandemic. I feel like that's when I really like damn, we did this. Or when I go through my phone and just be like, damn, I really took a picture with this person. I really talked to this person. I really been here. I really been there. But like, I don't know. It's just like it's not even like real life. Like they really don't faze me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another reason for my cousin. Like it's like I don't really get happy. I don't really get sad. It's just like I'm just here.
Okay.
That makes sense. Like I take it all. Like I don't know.
You have fun though, right?
Oh no, I have fun. I enjoy it for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't let it make me who I am. If that makes sense. Like I'm not defined by playing the drums for G-Eazy or by like that's not like I'd rather you be defined by like what type of person I am. Like if you meet me, like Blake a cool, down to earth, real person. Like, I could talk to him about anything. He's solid. He's not gonna run his mouth. It's like I like when people be like I like when people know me more for that than for like Loyalty Club and like G-Eazy drummer.
That's really cool to hear because I bet a lot of people, and I mean even back then, I mean I'm 29 now, but I think there was probably a more reckless time in my life too. But I think there's probably, and not that they're bad people or anything, but people probably come to your shows and say, wow, like I wish I was famous or doing this or doing that. And they see like what is on stage, but you know, there's so much more to the person than just like the performance, like you're saying right now, that I think it's important. That's such a cool reminder that you're still the same person, even though you've gotten these awesome opportunities, and you're defined by much more than just what people may see on stage.
Yeah, and I gotta owe a lot of that to my parents. Like my dad is very well accomplished. Like my dad is popping, but you'll never know if you don't know him. Like this man's so popping, dog. It's just crazy. Like he one of them ones. Like he really like the man in New Orleans. Like
yeah, what does he do?
He a pastor.
Yeah.
So my dad, that's all he do. He a pastor. Like the respect level for him, it's like what I want to be respected as. Like my dad could pick up the phone and call anybody, and they coming.
That's awesome.
Like, I'm talking about getting people out of jail, doing anything. Like he really that guy. But you'll never know because he not gonna flex it in your face. Like, and I feel like I just look up to him, And that's what make me kind of be like how I am today. Like I'm the man when I can flex when I need to, but I don't have to type thing. Like,
Yeah.
and then people like my friends always make fun of me because it's like I have a lot of connections. Like any show in New Orleans, concert in New Orleans, I'm gonna get into. Like I ain't saying it in no bragging way, but I probably done tour with somebody that's working for this artist on the tour. So it's like they always be making fun of me because I never want to like flex and be like, like I can get in this show, I can do this, I can do this. But like I just always happen to be at the right place. Like people try to close the door on us, and I could always go around somebody locally in New Orleans and hit somebody that's actually on the tour and get into whoever I need to get in because I always know somebody. But I don't really try to flex that like that.
Well, I think that's what makes someone the coolest is when they have skills or know people and they don't have to talk about it.
Right. Yeah, I'm not really a big talker like that.
I used to work for the 49ers for a season doing like video. I think that was about the same time.
The same time, yeah.
But all the players, the most humble, like nice guys ever. And then a lot of coaches, not all of them, but a lot of them, you could tell they're trying to like position themselves to like, oh, look who I am. I'm next to this player. And all the other players, they were all humble because they had the hard work of getting to the NFL.
Right.
And the coaches just step into these roles, of course, not without hard work, but the egos sometimes. And it's cool when it's like, yeah, I could talk to this person and get here, but you don't have to talk and gloat.
But another thing I feel like it hurts me too. Because you could be too humble, you know what I'm saying? And then people try to mess over you, like.
Oh, I see. Like take advantage of you and stuff?
Take advantage of you. I feel like I have to find like a good balance, like when to pop my talk my talk, and when to like just be myself, like chill. But like I feel like I'm gonna just say in this industry, because this industry, like the music industry, fashion industry, everything is so flashy.
Yeah.
And like me and my boys, like my homies, we not really like the flashy type of people. It's like we'll go in the room, you probably won't even know we there. Like we like to play the back. Like we not trying to be popping up bottles all in the cameras. Like we do it because we have to. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's like for the entertainment, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's not really like what we really like to do. We low key.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna know what girl we talking to. You ain't gonna know nothing. We on social media, people like that. We do enough just to, keep it going type.
You touched on it a little bit already, but I'm wondering if like also what helps, to keep you humble and have like such a positive and fulfilling outlook on life has to do with Blizzy at church and your faith.
Nah, facts, for real.
Were you always a believer, and how did you decide that you were going to walk a life believing in God?
I was always a believer, but like when you grow up in church, you just doing whatever like your parents teach you to do. But it's like I feel like I really like tapped into like my belief during the pandemic. I feel like this the most active I ever been in church in my life. Like I used to just go to church because I had to go. But like now I'm like over like the media. I do a lot of stuff at church. It's like I really got like a role at church, and that all came during like the pandemic.
That's great. And that's like church, but was there a specific time when you decided to, live your life for Jesus, for example? Was it at a young age, or was it again more toward that pandemic time?
It was at a young age, but like, it's like, it was at a young age, but like, I feel like during the pandemic, like, it's like I really like read my Bible. I really got into like faith, how I'm supposed to live, what I'm supposed to be doing, like having a real connection with God, like not just going through the motions or whatever. I feel like during the pandemic is when I really like tapped in, because I have nothing to do but find something to do, and what other way than to read the Bible.
Well, that's fantastic. But I'm wondering, because I probably came to faith most strongly when I was about 21. And there are people who maybe are not staunch atheists, for example, but they're just not interested in what Christianity is, or they don't know if it's believable.
Right.
And of course you had the time to read your Bible, and you had at least the interest to do it as well. But when you read the Bible and you talk about faith and you think about, God being real, what is it for you that makes you know that all of that is real and made you want to lean in and live like that?
Just like life experiences. Like I feel like everything that's happening right now already happened in the Bible. You know, it's like how could you not believe? And then I have to shout out my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is like a Bible scholar, so he a person that like I go to with every question about the Bible, and he gonna break it down and be like, all right, this. So that helps me with my belief too. I gotta shout him out because his name Pastor Aaron Moore. I have to shout him out because I go to him with every question, bro. I'm like, bro, this don't make no sense. And he'll be like, no, I do. But I feel like people like, I don't know. I just feel like people take the Bible, too literally. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you have to read the Bible with like an open mind, I guess, if that makes sense. Instead of just reading it. I feel like Christianity is not about like, oh, you doing this right. Oh, you doing this wrong. You doing this wrong. You doing this right. It's like, it's a guide. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. No. But it's like, I don't know. It's like they want to make it so ruley, like you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And it's not like, that's not what Christianity is about. You know what I'm saying?
It's about like the freedom of what you can do.
Right. It's about the freedom. It's like loving God, believing that Jesus walked this earth, like loving people, you know, stuff like that. Like I can like, my lifestyle is so crazy because I don't even want to sound like I'm a perfect person or nothing. It's like my lifestyle is so crazy. It's like people, like most Christians wouldn't agree with my lifestyle, with me being on the road around around all this stuff.
I see.
Women, weed, drugs, like that's not the normal, like, I guess the normal, it's not normal for like the life that I live, like for people to, like, you know, if that makes sense. I'm trying to.
Do you ever look at it like you can be a light to people who are out there doing drugs, out there drinking and
like, you've been on the road with me, how I act when I'm on the road?
You're this guy right here. And that's why I appreciate
drinking, I'm not having sex.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say that, but I'm not
cut that.
Yeah. I'm not what I'm talking about that. I'm not out here, you know, doing drugs and going crazy. Like, I could still be a Christian in the wrong place, I guess. I don't know. Just like I treat this like this my job. Yeah. Like, if you go to your job, everybody not gonna be saved. Everybody not gonna be a Christian. Like, so what makes this different for me? Like, you know.
Have you been in circumstances or, you know, out on past tours where you've been able to really feel like you've made a difference in someone's life in a faith sense? Have people asked you about God out on the road and stuff?
No, because I really just like started like really pushing it. You know what I'm saying? At first I used to just not like really push it, but now I really feel like I'm open to talk about it more. Yeah. Like I want to push it. Like people know who I am. I feel like they know because I'm like, you gonna know I'm different. Because everybody gonna be doing this, and I'm gonna just be over here doing something else different. Yeah. Like everybody gonna be doing drugs or something. I'm gonna just be over here laughing and giggling or something. You know? Yeah. But people see the difference. If you're a Christian, people could tell the difference between a Christian and a person that's still in the world. Like,
yeah, I've heard it put a certain way before that, you know, there are people who evangelize on the street corner. There are people who do ministry for their full-time job. Yeah. And then people who don't have a ministerial role. Yeah. But you can still, what they would say, it's kind of an odd statement, but you would still smell like Jesus. Right. The way you act and the way you carry yourself, people can still, because God's going to work through the people who don't even have to say the name Jesus in their secular place of work.
And I feel like that's how I am. Yeah. Like, I don't have to wear a big old cross around my neck. I don't have to be like, hey, Jesus here, Jesus here. Yeah. It's like, if you be around me or you have an interaction with me, you're going to know that I'm different. Or you're going to know that, you know. And then it's going to open up, like how we met. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, we wasn't just talking about Christianity. It just came up in the conversation that we was having. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, you're a Christian too. And you told me about your whole experience. Yeah. And all that type of stuff. So it's just like, I don't know.
That's such a good point. I was just thinking that too. Because when I went out there on the East Coast, you know, it was a cool gig. I was like, I'm going to be shooting for these guys and getting some awesome footage and all that. And then I think we were sitting at like an Applebee's or something in Boston. Right. And it came up. And I think even before that, like those few days before, it's like, wow, this guy's solid and just really kind. Because there were people, again, sometimes it was my fault because I was shooting where I wasn't supposed to be shooting. There are people who are, kind of cold toward you. And
Right.
I just want to like fit in and I don't know, not really cause a ruckus, but you were like, don't worry about them. Like,
Right.
you still got this. So I was like, oh, dang, this guy's really nice.
Nah, it's just, I feel like that's part of Christianity.
Yeah.
Just being a nice person.
Yeah. And that's, I think, too, when people kind of are hesitant, they like probably maybe sometimes have had bad experiences where people try to condemn them and say, you're not doing this. Like, you're going to go to hell or something like that. And that's what turns a lot of people off.
Right.
So if you're just chill and you like show them how happy you are with living like that.
Right. And I feel like I touch more people this way than me being like a preacher or something. Like, because like if you look at me, you probably think I'm a thug. And then when I open my mouth and talk to you, you're gonna be like, oh shoot, this boy different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, he got some sense. He gon', you know what I'm saying? I could talk, then he's like, I don't know, it's like the first appearance is like I touch more people that need to be touched looking this way versus trying to be in a suit and preaching on the pulpit.
That's a good point too. Do you ever see yourself being a preacher?
I don't know.
I love the live videos, drumming at church.
Oh yeah, drumming at church, fire. I feel like I could be a preacher, but it had to be different. I had to be different because I'm not like the standard preacher. My church had to be like a cool church. I don't know.
You don't have to answer this, but do you have a preference for drumming with G or drumming at church?
I was just having this conversation yesterday. I would rather drum at church. I'm not gonna lie. I love drumming at church. Like, it's just different because I get to play with other musicians. Like, when I'm on tour with G, it's just me and Quiz. And it's like, when I'm at church, it's like I have like a real connection to the music, what's being said in the music, like, and it's just fun. And it's like more freestyle-y type of drumming. And yeah, I love it.
It's more. I think you mentioned one time, like the beats on stage with G. It's not as complex as what you are.
Yeah, it's not as complex. It's more like
skilled to do.
Yeah, it's like more like structured pattern, playing exactly like the record. Like church, you have more room to like just have fun, like freestyling really. But like when you're on the road with G, playing for G, you have to be like a little bit more like in the pocket.
Got it. And it's like the same, like
it's the same
set
thing.
list and the same. Yeah.
Like church, you getting a different song every week. You playing different songs every week.
Got the LAPD copter above us, it sounds like.
LA turn right now.
But I always say that's the whole Vancast is there will be some sort of interruption always.
Thanks.
But, that's the nature of a mobile podcast.
No,
come on.
Thanks.
Sirens. Catch them, guys. Let's go. Got an interview to go. I was going to ask you, can we talk about the guy who was episode number 2 on the Vancast? Good friend of yours, DJ Quiz.
Dang, that was episode 2?
Yeah.
Wow, Quiz was early.
I started the podcast like August 2021.
Dang.
And I had my friend on, and then I forget, I think I just saw Quiz was going to be in Sacramento. And I hit him up like the night before, and I was like, do you want to do this thing I'm trying? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So, yeah. What's it been like? He's a fun guy too.
Man, Quiz, man, what can I say about Quiz? Quiz is my big brother. I love Quiz, bro. Quiz my big brother. Quiz really keep me out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Here's that helicopter again. Come on, guys. How long into playing music with G did you meet Quiz?
I think Quiz came around 2014, I want to say. Whenever we did the Beta Universe tour.
Oh, okay.
That's when he came around.
I think I was there at the show in Oakland.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's when he came around. Beta Universe tour. And it was just like, man, where has this dude been all my life? Like, he just fit right in. Like we almost like the same person. Like, we just, I don't know, we just come from like a certain clout, I guess. It's like, man, Quiz vibes so well. Like, Quiz, like when I was wilding back in the day, Quiz stopped me from beating up a lot of people. For real. Yeah, Quiz, yeah. Quiz like my angel.
You have a specific moment in mind at all?
It was too many. For real, I used to be flashing. I don't know, I used to have like a temple.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really take no BS.
Yeah. He's so nice.
Yeah.
So again, I've appreciated getting to know you guys. That's got to be so much fun out on the road because, again, you don't travel with like all your friends back home. You got, Quiz here and you got G and all that. But yeah, I'm sure that's just been so much fun.
Quizzes remind me of like one of my homies back home. So I feel like that's why we vibe so well too. It's just like, yeah, Quiz is definitely one of my best friends. Like I could go to him with anything. He gonna give me some real advice. Blizzy, you shouldn't be doing it. Blizzy, you shouldn't do that. Nah, Blizzy, do it like this. Blizzy, chill out. I'm like, all right, Quiz. Quiz the only person I ain't gonna say the only person, but whatever Quiz say, I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the type of relationship.
He is so nice. I remember he was the first guy that I met when I showed up to DC. I got on the bus and he was like, just make yourself at home. He's
That's
such
what
a kind
I'm saying.
person.
It's like, you don't meet people like that these days. Quiz will literally not eat to make sure you eat.
Yeah.
Like, Quiz looked out for me so many times, bro. It's just like, I don't know. It's just Quiz a solid person. Like, Quiz make sure everybody around him straight. And that's how I am too. Like when I'm home or whenever I'm around, I make sure everybody around me straight. And Quiz, like before Quiz eat, he gonna make sure you ate. Oh, don't worry about it, Blizzy. I got it. I'm gonna pay for it. Like Quiz, that type of person.
That's awesome.
Like Quiz solid. I love Quiz.
So what's the vibe like, if you will, on stage? Because it's not like you said at church where you're jamming with a bunch of musicians. I mean, Quiz is a musician, of course, but he is a DJ. How does that work out with drums? Before I met you guys, I didn't ever think of live music or live instruments, I guess, if you will, with a rapper. So how does that work? How do you mix drums and someone doing like live DJ well?
Now it's different now because like we can't really see each other with the setup that we have now. So it's kind of hard to like match energy. So like, but when we first started, when we actually was on stage, we used to always just look at each other and laugh or something, or be like, it's like, it's like we'll just play off of each other's energy. If he do something crazy or he mess up, I'll talk to him in my in-ears and be like, man, get your stuff together. Or just make a joke and be like, man, you off beat or something. I don't know, but I mean, we vibe pretty well. I feel like, yeah, we vibe well on stage.
You could FaceTime each other with the setup.
Facts, for real.
Where is your favorite place that you have played in all of the places you played?
Favorite place I've played? We did like a stadium. I think it was in London or something. I think that was London. One of them things. We did like a stadium. It was crazy.
So tons of people.
Oh my God.
Was it that? It wasn't the O2, was it?
It might have
O2
been
Arena.
O2
like
Arena.
Tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, it was. I think it was O2 Arena. I'm bad with like location and names and stuff.
Do you ever get nervous playing in front of a crowd like that?
I never get nervous.
Never. What's your pre-show like routine that helps you just like be chill?
I'm just chill.
You're just always chill.
I'm always chill. I'm always chill. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm never too turned. I'm never too.
Yeah.
I'm just always in the middle.
Okay. It's probably because you're so good at what you do. Maybe someone who was a little unsure has to be like on edge.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm not lying. I'm lying. The only time I do get nervous is when we have to do like those TV shows.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, whoo.
Is it because it's one
you can't
take?
mess? It's one take. You can't mess up. Like if I mess up on stage, like in front of a crowd, you probably not gonna know. But doing them TV shows, whoo, you could tell. I done messed up a lot of TV shows, boy.
Really?
You ain't. I mean, y'all probably couldn't tell, but
I can't tell.
I could tell.
It's like one song, so you got one take, and really,
yeah, it's like.
Is it like you mess up the beat, or you like look over a quiz?
I just come in too early, or don't stop on time, or something. I always do something stupid on TV, bro. I don't know. Man, this probably gonna mess up my stock, but oh well.
Does anybody ever like? I mean, no one's chewing you out for it, are they? The producer?
They ain't gonna know. They don't know. It's like I know though.
Okay.
If I go back and listen, I'm like, it's messed up. But they don't know. People don't be knowing I be messing up.
That's a pretty unique experience though, to get to do these shows and stuff. Like Fallon and all that.
Nah, that was fire.
Are they nice guys? You meet Jimmy?
Nah,
Fallon?
they was cool. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon was cool. Cool as hell.
Was that 1942 maybe? I think that was what I saw last.
We did. That was Jimmy Kimmel, I think, on 1942. Jimmy Fallon, that's with the Roots and all that, I think.
You've done them all.
Yeah. He actually liked the jacket, one of my Loyalty Club jackets I had. I sent him one too.
Oh, cool.
If you would, but I sent it to him.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was like, man, that jacket is so cool. I said, I'm going to send you one. Oh, for sure. So I sent it to him.
Wow.
I don't know if he wore it or not, but I sent it to Jimmy Fallon a jacket.
That's awesome. I ask people this a lot, I guess, regardless of the profession that they're in. But it's no different than with drummers, because there's so many people who play drums. There's, professionals in bands, and there's kids playing the pots and pans. What advice do you have for people who want to make it and make drumming, for example, or really anything, clothing, their full-time job? Because at a certain point, you had to take it from, a hobby to making money. I mean, there's tons of people. So what's that step that people need to take in order to make it something that sustains themselves?
The thing I would say to anybody trying to do something is consistency. Like, a lot of people start and stop. It's like, I've been dealing with like clothes, drumming my whole life. Like, I've been doing clothes since high school. I've been drumming since I was 4, but I never really stopped. Like, besides when I stopped in high school, but like, I still will play occasionally. But like, if you're trying to do something or be successful, consistency is key. Nobody gonna take you serious if you're not consistent. And that's just like we're building a company or a brand or whatever. Consistency is key. Like, if people consistently see you working on your craft, working on this, they're gonna take you serious. Like, a lot of people start businesses and then they stop, go start another business, stop, go start another. It don't work like that. Like, stick to something and stick to it if you want to do it. If it's really your passion, like look, you're on episode 39. Like, it's gonna pop, like,
Thank you. You definitely have to be passionate about it, for sure.
Nah, facts, for sure.
Otherwise, you can't be consistent in something you're not liking that much.
And then another thing is, don't go into it for the money. I never went into none of these things for money.
Yeah.
Like, I never really went into drumming for the money, but the money found me. I never went into fashion for the money. It's just something I like to do. I like to be fresh. I like to create. The money found me. It's like everything I do, it's like I'm passionate about it first, and then the money finds me.
That's so cool. And that's so funny, because people have said that multiple times on here separately. Do what you like to do and what your heart is for, and that's how you make a living off of it. Right. That's how you make money off it, not because you're aiming for those things first.
Nah, that's facts. That's the truest thing. Because it's like, it's not really work to me. Like, I'm doing what I love to do. Like, I love making clothes. Yeah. So it's like, people always like, what you do for fun? What you like to do for fun? I'm doing what I like to do for fun. I'm playing drums every day. I'm designing. This is what I like to do for fun. Like, so it's like, it'd be hard to answer those questions. People are like, so what else you like to do? I'm like, this is what I like to do for fun. Like, me designing is fun to me. Me texting my manufacturers and making sure my products come out right and all that's fun to me. It's not really like work. It's like fun. It's like my passion. That's what I love to do. So I don't know. I guess I just got to find some other things I love to do now. So I can answer these people.
I think you need some more hours in the day next.
Man, for real. It's like, I don't know. I love drumming. I love playing the drums. I love spending time with my family. Yeah.
That's such a good word. And when we met, I was working at the Apple Store. I did not love working at the Apple Store.
Right.
So I had to think of, how do I continue to better my video craft, for example? And there was a specific time I can remember where, have you ever been to Yosemite National Park? Have you heard of it? I was just wanting to build up my portfolio of video, and I drove my little pickup truck out to Yosemite. It was like January 2018. It was freezing cold. It was like 17 degrees outside, but it was very cold. Snowing, and I just remember wanting to get cool footage of the nature and stuff and make like a cool video. And I slept in the front seat of this pickup truck, and I was so cold. And I crashed my drone into a lake, and I had to wade in my jeans and get it out of this freezing cold river. And I remember thinking at the time, like, why am I doing this? Like, no one told me to go out here and film this stuff. I just thought it would be fun. I thought it would make a cool video, and I ended up making like a good video. But that's what helped me to like get better at video. I've gotten jobs based off of, videos like that where I wasn't making money, but people thought it was
passion
great. Passion projects. Right. But again, it helped me to get better at what I did, because the night that I filmed you guys in Oakland and San Francisco wasn't my first night filming. It had to come from doing things when people weren't looking and you weren't making money off of it.
Right.
So that's, again, just another testament to do what you like. You know, Vancast isn't making money, but I like it. And if it makes money one day, that's cool.
It's going to make money.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, it's going to make money.
I appreciate that. But it's just fun in the meantime.
Nah, it's going to make money.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome on it anytime. This has been great.
Nah, facts. I love it here.
We'll get some footage tonight at the show at the Fonda Theater. It's not important for people because this is going to come out in 2 weeks. But
facts.
What's next for Blizzy? I know you said you got to find another passion to add to your list, but what's next for you with music, clothing, life, faith, anything?
Man, what's next? Like, for the Loyalty Club, it's been going crazy because this the first time I ever got like to spend 100% like time on my brand. Because, you know, I used to be on the road and trying to do the brand. But since the pandemic, I've really been like 100% in Loyalty Club. And I feel like I finally got the team I need. Like, shout out to everybody back at the crib. Like, we turned right now. So I finally got the team. Like, shout out to Young Fam, Treviso, Mandil. I got to name them. Kendall Banks, April, you know, everybody. If I forgot y'all, y'all know I love y'all. But I don't know. I finally got the team I want. I feel like that's where all my focus is right now. So if it ain't benefiting the Loyalty Club, I'm not even doing it. So yeah, we got a bunch of like big announcements we about to make, like collabs with like some corporate companies. It's crazy right now.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I keep looking out, and like I said, I love this hat. I got a shirt, and I even have like a jersey. It's like got the tiki on the front.
Oh yeah,
remember that
the Summertoe jersey. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, you guys always something awesome.
Nah, we came a long way, boy.
Man.
So yeah.
Yeah. What about with the music? Do you foresee yourself doing this for your whole life with G?
Not really. I don't think so. I don't know.
How about with church?
Church, I'm gonna do that for my life.
Yeah.
That's like a part of me. Like, I don't know. I ain't gonna say that. I was about to say I don't really trying to be on the road that much longer, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I really want to like start a family, have some kids, be rich at home, and do this when I want to. I want, you know?
Yeah.
I won't have to do this because I have to, if that makes sense.
Well, I think you got a good head on your shoulders, and you're going to keep following God, and that's going to lead you as He has all this way. You know,
facts.
You're out here spreading kindness, spreading the gospel. I love it.
Got to.
Well, we're gonna make another movie tonight. I was already getting that footage at soundcheck, and it was looking awesome.
About to be crazy.
Yeah.
Last night was crazy in the Bay. Tonight about to be even crazier.
Yeah, how was last night?
Last night was crazy. It really felt good to be back on stage.
Yeah.
Because like it's been a minute since we did like a headlining show, and that was like, I'm like, dang, I really miss it.
Cool.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fire.
Yeah. Well, make sure when you see the camera, give us a good little Blizzy shout out tonight.
Facts.
But yeah, thanks for doing this.
Man, I'm so honored to be here.
Yeah, anytime you're in town or I make it down south.
You gotta bring the band down south.
Yeah.
Bring the whole Loyalty Club on.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, I've had these chairs turned around before, and I've had like this whole thing loaded with like 5 people.
You gotta do
microphones everywhere and cameras. So yeah, that'd be awesome.
Facts.
Well, Blizzy, thanks again for coming on today. But again, like, gosh, I think about it a lot. Like, you changed my life in a lot of ways. I was sitting in that Apple store when you said, "Yo, do you like to travel?" And I was like, I sure do. So, I mean, I can't thank you enough for, like I said, taking a chance on me and always being nice to me and showing me the way and saying, "Nick, get past security. Act like you're supposed to be here."
I tell everybody that. All my homies like, man, act like you're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. So I'm going to walk in tonight like I'm supposed to be there.
You see, we just had to do it.
Yeah.
Like earlier.
I didn't even get nervous this time. 5 years later.
I wasn't even supposed to go in that way. I said, man, we're coming through this way. Let us through.
All right. Well, Blizzy, we will catch you out on the road. Come back anytime.
Facts. Appreciate you.
Feel like I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the raft. Confidence. Come on now.